Hello everyone, welcome to the review of Unit 3, Detained for Nothing. And so just to give you a recap of what I talked about earlier was a story of Joshua Spritzerback, or Bach. I don't know how to pronounce his name perfectly. He was a homeless man just one day sitting outside of this food shelter trying to get some food, and fortunately took a nap or fell asleep very quickly. And while it is illegal to sleep on the sidewalk in Hawaii, according to the state laws, he was awakened to find cops were questioning him and trying to arrest him because he resembled a wanted man. Now, the irony of all of this and the unfortunate situation is that the wanted man was already in prison in another state in the US. And if you don't know about Hawaii, it's very far from mainland US.
It's ridiculous.
And when they arrested this man, they actually did not verify his identity. He was claiming to not be this man who's already in prison. And he kept telling them his social security number, his information, but they would not verify it. And so because they thought, well, this man has some, psychological or psychiatric issues, they took him to a mental hospital where, they definitely thought he was delusional because he kept saying over and over, I'm not this guy, I'm not this, I'm this man, here's my information. Delusional.
Delusional.
But they never verified. And so they started labeling him as an uncooperative patient, which is ridiculous, but unfortunate because that just meant he was staying there. They refused him counseling. No one believed him. Label.
Label.
But thankfully, after switching to a new psychiatrist and this mental hospital, they finally decided, well, let me just check, his social security number. And they ran it in the system and it came back to his information, which was not the gentleman wanted for the crime. And so he was released from this mental institute after 2 years and 8 months, back at this, homeless shelter with just like 50 cents in his pocket. And, which was so incredibly terrible that the situation happened to him. But in some positive news, thankfully, he was able to reconnect with some other siblings and family in a different state.
Aww.
Reconnect.
Reconnect.
But so far, there's no situation of him getting compensation or anything for his time unjustifiably arrested and put in this mental hospital. So, hypothetically, I want to ask you, if this situation happened to you, what would you do? How would you handle it?
It's such a difficult situation because if you have been put into a mental hospital, they are not going to believe a lot of what you're saying.
Right.
If you deny, being Chantal, they're going to be like, oh, she's delusional. Give her some meds to calm down. If I was fortunate enough, obviously, I'd ask a family member to contact the police or someone to tell them you've got the wrong person. But if you don't have a family member, what can you do?
Right.
Right. Then you're stuck there for 2 years and 8 months. Yeah. What about you?
I might literally go crazy in that place trying to prove I'm not crazy.
Well, try to escape if you can.
Right.
I don't know.
That I can't believe this really happened or that these cops just didn't verify. Because, coming from Texas, they are always asking for your identification, your name, and for like ID or your social security number so they can run into the system. I can't believe the incompetence of the cops to not do this.
But it just shows the way they view homeless people. Like he doesn't have rights, or he doesn't have a voice, basically.
Or there is a kind of predisposition that we think they're already a little bit crazy. They're all addicted to drugs.
Yeah. It's that stereotype in your mind.
Right.
Maybe. Yeah.
So it's a very terrible situation, and honestly, I don't know how I could handle it. I'm very grateful this man made it out, and hopefully he can get the help he needs and compensation, sue the government or something.
Absolutely.
Right. Well, for now, we have to wait for the happy ending of the story.
Hopefully.
Thankfully, he's out. Thanks for watching, and that's it for our review section. We'll see you on the next one.